Assalamu alaikum. Hello guys, Silver here. I want to talk today about the Arlecchino story and how it's had a lot of wasted potential in my opinion. Like a lot of the parts in it were good, but had a lot of plot holes and other plot convenient things in my opinion. And let's start with the good things first about the story that I really liked. The voice acting was amazing. I think Arlecchino and Claire V, especially Arlecchino, I played in English VAs. Uh, this is one of the times I prefer the English VAs more to the other languages. And they carried like it was amazing, especially this cutscene at the end with Claire V and Arlecchino, this one over here, where she disappears. Uh, my voice is over the cutscenes voicing, so you'll probably won't hear it. But the way that Arlecchino was able to convey the change, the subtle change in emotions in her dialogue, maybe you can listen to it here.
May we meet again someday.
My voice over there, but she was choking up a bit in her voice, like, and after as well, when after she disappeared. You can hear her here. She had a little tone.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid.
Like, it's very subtle, but you can hear in her voice that she's more emotional than usual, which is very nice. Honestly, the voice acting in this quest was amazing. 10 out of 10 for the voice acting, at least. The cutscenes were very cool, of course. This is the best cutscenes they ever put out. The boss fight, as far as spectacle goes, was great. The first phase was, in my opinion, probably better than the second. The second died too fast. The first had some kind of shield that protected her. Maybe I'm wrong though. My team wasn't exactly set up for fighting her very well. This was my team. I usually use this team for exploration. Yeah, I think that's all of the good things for me for the quest. I don't remember anything else. So let's start with critiquing the actual problems with the story, in my opinion. Firstly, the plot felt very contrived with how none of them could figure out that Claire V was talking about the previous director. Especially for Fremine, because if you've seen any little bit of lore or know any bit of lore, you know that he was there at the time of the previous Knave's time. They said it at the end as well. How couldn't he figure out that she was talking about the previous Knave? Especially, he said he spent half a month with her, which is a lot of time. I doubt he never mentioned mother or stuff like that while the current Knave is father. And for example, over here, yeah, they ask her if someone can vouch for you. Let me show.
Is there anyone that can vouch for
Is
you?
there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry, she's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
And they just ignore it. They never ask, oh, what does she look like? They went to go through all the ledgers of the executions, and they didn't think of asking the simple question of, oh, what does she look like? Maybe we could look for her. Oh, she looks like this. Oh, it's the father. I mean, wow, what a simple question that anybody could ask, but it wasn't asked at all. This is I think of this as a plot hole in my opinion, but it's extremely convenient. Like this is just one example. There's tons of it throughout the story. Why aren't they asking this obvious question? How couldn't they figure out this obvious thing? When, for example, Claire V over here, the traveler sees her here, she mentions mother instead of father. Yes, over here.
Like a real mother. Mother?
But let's ignore that you should be able to figure out that there was a previous nave, especially, let's say the traveler, they doesn't know that the previous nave was changed, even though there were some world quests where it was mentioned. Let me show you some examples like this. The very special fortune slip. This is a world quest that I remember. It was actually really nice. It was in Inazuma. It's a hidden world quest. You can find it here in the dialogue, Chitose. When the title, you ask her a few things. New mission. She says, when the title of the knave changed hands, he broke off with some unsuspecting subordinates and pursued the previous knave's directives. Changes. Several years ago, a serious clash appears to have occurred between the previous knave and a certain child at the House of the Heart. This led to the latter replacing the former. I mean, you could say, world quests don't have to do anything with the main story, and I feel like as far as game design goes, it's very lazy to have them be completely irrelevant. Like, why am I doing world quests then? Just remove them completely from the game. They shouldn't exist if they have no consequence whatsoever. Why am I doing them? Honestly, like, if they're of no consequences, why are they there? As far as game design goes, that's horrible in my opinion. You can say your opinion that, I don't care if they matter or not. You can have that opinion, but as far as objective game design, in my opinion, that's just bad game design. For Fremini, you can see him here in his character story 5. After father replaced the previous director, Fremini's thoughts began to turn to finding his mother once again. So yes, he knows the previous director changed. Here again, it's mentioned again. If you know a little bit of the lore, you'd know that the director changed. But let's ignore that. I don't like thinking about my time in the House of the Heart under the previous director. I once swore that takes to protect this family, and now I know it's because the previous director's orders, or because it's what father explains me, but because it's my own desire. It's mentioned a lot, like, this is dialogue from the previous director. You were a bad child. This is the only home you have. You don't follow orders. Mother safety can't be guaranteed. Such were the words of the previous director. So the main problem, honestly, I'll come to this in a minute as well. It's the child part. Not an actual child, but Tartaglia. What a weird name. Anyway, Remini, like, this whole quest became like an unprecedented, sorry, I flopped that out. Unprecedented idiot, in my opinion, like, with how obvious some simple things were of. I don't know why they wrote this quest like that, but let's ignore all of that. It's very convenient, yes, very convenient. Another problem, in my opinion, is this flames that wipes the memories. I don't know if you noticed, but this guy, the green colored hair guy, it was over here. It's apparent the flames are supposed to wipe out all your memories. It's like you're a stranger, you died. But I don't know if you noticed something. This guy, how does he still remember his lover? I'm getting married soon. So, after she wiped out his memory, he still remembers his lover. That's overly convenient over here as well at the end. She says about the other guys who had their memory wiped, Filial and Nantwal as well. Let me show you. Yeah. They did a track with me from Arlecchino. They were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently. Oh, so they still remember that they are interested in operas and they watch operas and stuff like that. So so only their memories of the house were wiped. Like, that's an awfully convenient plot device, in my opinion. Like, at least have them, be their whole memory was wiped, and they'll have to reintegrate into society bit by bit. But oh, bottle of flames that wipes only the memories of the house and everything else runs as normal. Like, this is either a plot hole or a very, very convenient plot device. Like, pick your poison. They're both bad, in my opinion. And now the reason I'm really angry is because the quest is actually really good and it had a lot of wasted potential. Let's address some other things. I mean, this is very subjective, but the boss music this time, I actually didn't really like it. The first part, the music, I thought it was good, but the EDM drop felt very random this time. And it, at least from what I've seen on the internet, it doesn't seem like I'm the only one who has this opinion. I've seen some other YouTubers that have the same opinion, but this is subjective. I guess music is very subjective. But for me, this was the first time that I didn't like the music for one of the bosses. And for Child as well. Let's go back to Child. As I said, we'll go back to him later. Now, this is kind of related to this quest. You just find Child here, but I don't know if you remember this. This is what happened last time we saw Skirt. This is what was said. Hear it out. The third descender you refer to, who are they and when did they die? Master never mentioned it, perhaps it wasn't that important for me to know. Okay, let's go in. If you're interested though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time. Next time we believe we will meet again? I do. Wait, I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then. Honestly, I thought like Child would like she would have told him the information. Maybe she still haven't asked, so she didn't tell him. But that felt like a weird jump from her saying, "Oh, I'll tell Child and send him back with the information later for you." To now, it's Child is back here and he's trying to find his teacher. I don't know. This is a minor issue. It's not very big. They could have just changed the way it works. Like, he'll meet her later and she'll tell him and he'll tell us maybe. But it just felt weird in my opinion. Anyway. So these are like my issues with the story, and as I said, a lot of wasted potential was for the quest, because if they change the way, the biggest issue, like, I can ignore everything, the plot convenience with the flames, the Child part, the boss music, you can ignore all of it, but the way they were so extremely dumb, and it's like they were wasting your time to just to figure out. They were trying to stretch the story because they couldn't figure out a better way to make the story progress in a way that was better. It was very convenient with the way how the story progressed, and they just can't figure out who previous Knave was, especially Fremine. As I said, you can ignore the Traveler and all the others, but you can't excuse Fremine. Yeah, and those are basically my issues with the current Arlecchino story. I don't know if you felt the same way, but maybe you can share down in the comments if you do. For now, I'll end the video here, and don't forget to subscribe. You can literally subscribe in 2 seconds, and if you don't like it, you can just unsubscribe later. It also takes 2 seconds. It's not that hard. Come on, subscribe and like. Bye.